I'm listening to the podcast or I say podcast. I am listening to the video that I did, the live stream that I did with analyzing Sneeko and Destiny, and I realize I sound a bit like a bitch, right? Because I don't want to take a stance on either or of these things, and the reason why is because I find myself in a predicament outside of these outside of these parameters of debate, right? Like, I wish I could say some of the red pill men content stuff because, yeah, I got internalized trauma, but at the same time, I've been that guy to make all the shitty decisions to, I don't know how to say this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's exclusive to me, but I've made shitty decisions with some of my ex girlfriends that I think, you know what I mean? Like, they're still angry as fuck at me, right? Because the last time I went to the anime convention and ran into one of them, there's still a lot of animosity there, but it was because I was young, I was stupid, and you know what I mean. Like, the way I look at it now, all that trauma led me to make these shitty decisions. So I understand, like, I don't know, right? I've made my own shitty decisions. I've seen other people make their own shitty decisions. So when I talk about this red pill content or the men's issues or women's issues or left right paradigms, I always take myself out of the equation because I don't know, probably because I was born as an outsider, probably because that's actually a good question that I don't know how to answer. I would say it relates more to the fact that maybe because I grew up as a loner, like not really. Um right, like I had social skills, but those social skills weren't enough to build like interpersonal relationships. So, and that I moved very often and this and that. So like I don't know. I'm a very watcher esque kind of person where I've just seen so many groups of people that I guess I've learned behaviors that I've seen repeated often enough that I could just point at them and be like, oh, this and that. So I speak from a very neutral perspective because I understand my own issues and I understand the issues at hand. Um, and I don't necessarily feel that my issues can conflate with that because I've made my fair share of plenty of shitty decisions that have sent girls spiraling. Um, One of the most worst cases was I broke a girl's heart so badly she turned into a lesbian. I still remember to this day. Um, Weird things that live with me, right? So for me, I look at this red pill men content, and I recognize a different angle of it. I recognize a different side of it. That's why I'm very clean. That's why I'm very keenly aware of my decisions, how I act, and how I say things. And I don't know. I don't want anybody to think I'm like hella negative or hella pessimistic about love or anything like that. There was a time that I used to believe that I wouldn't find somebody that would woo me in the way that I wanted to be wooed, only to find somebody that kind of fits those characteristics and be in complete awe. Like, holy shit, you know what I mean? Like, it, it's really weird, out of the realm because right, again, I'm looking at it statistically, I'm looking on averages, and I'm looking at basis points, right? And it's not average for a pretty gal to be into conspiracy theories but know the wherewithal to be intelligent, spiritual, and into knowing that you can't trust the government, right? Those are very difficult things to kind of line up in that sequential order or have all of them in one package. Like, it's very difficult, right? uh, Only to like encounter something like that and I'm like, wow. um Look at the sky and be like, are you playing a joke on me? Because this is what it feels like. So find myself in various predicaments. That's why, again, I can separate my own issues from the issues at hand that are being discussed because I know when I fit into an argument and when I don't. So I always bring it up like, hey, I was that toxic fucking asshole because I didn't have a good role model in my life, and I exuded these behaviors because they were self defense mechanisms. And now that I'm older, looking at my past self, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? What was going on? And it's kind of why I speak in a very neutral stance on the red pill content and the women content because it's just being used as the like kind of new reality TV show sort of thing. And do I want to propagate more to that? No, not really. But it is important to understand the issue at hand. Some people find importance in it, some people don't. I know a lot of anecdotal. I've just seen a lot of content on YouTube that I've seen where people thank some of these red pill content guys because it saved their marriage. Um, and that to me is like insane because the way I look at it is we're having a population problem, we're having a marriage problem. If something could be used for the benefit of mankind, I'm more than willing to learn it. I'm more than willing to hear it out. I'm more than willing to understand the broader issue at hand instead of getting stuck on, oh, this dude hates women. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what it is. Like, I can see how some people would conflate that issue because Sneeko, definitely that kind of guy. Me personally, shit, dude, like, I grew up in a household full of women. I have four sisters, then my mom, so that's five women. And then I have two stepsisters and I have one stepbrother. So, very disproportionate, lenient to one side of things. So, I don't, you know what I mean? Very unique circumstances. I also wanted to primarily say, like, I'm hopeful for the future. I'm not just hopeful for my terrible love life, but I'm hopeful for society as a whole. Like, there is ground to grow, there is road to be paved, there is new journeys to be had. Like, as much as pessimistic as I want to be about social media, this and that, what also gives me hope is watching people kind of break out of their own paradigms. Um, Hopefully, I could do a better job of kind of describing a broader version of these social paradigm topics. But yeah, like, hopeful shit, like I want to be, Destiny talks shit about it, but I kind of want to be one of those guys that tells other guys that, like, it's okay to be a dweeb to some degree. It's okay not to have to do all of this shitty behavior in order for you to attract the attention of women. Like, there are other ways of doing it. And I feel that our culture has been hijacked into promoting and, how do I say this? Not just promoting, but making one aspect of life far much cooler than another aspect of life. So now you have a bunch of people who would much rather be scammers than try to figure out how to make a legal business. And that's because one of those jobs or one of those occupations attracts more female attention. And, the issues between men and women are far greater than ever before. And I think it's important to acknowledge these things. And it's kind of why I used to be so pessimistic with love, because, like, it's very difficult for me to believe that I'm going to find another female that is going to value the same things I value, especially when it comes to raising children or into preparing for the future or marriage as a whole. Like, I fear for it because I think more of the children than I think of myself, right? And that's because, they're the future. Like, I have all these other ideas that I believe about all that, but, because the main agenda is depopulation. The main agenda is to get rid of us. And that's not how it should be, right? Like, you know what I mean? We were given freedom of will for a reason. And that's why they've created this entire matrix system to simulate that reality. And, as pessimistic as I could be, I really do believe that there could be a better future. I really do believe that maybe even I could find the love of my life. Like, who knows? We don't know. Right? I say all this. And I also remember, like, we still haven't seen the collapse of the financial system. We still haven't seen the full collapse of regions of world governments. All of this is still at hand. Like, honestly, the future looks so fucking great, dude. I really do hope I could, like, do that cheesy vanilla shit where we hold hands. it's like that scene from Fight Club, right? Where him and that lady are holding hands and they're just watching all of the big buildings just blow up. Like, dude, that's who doesn't want that? You know what I mean? Who doesn't? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Who doesn't want to watch the collapse of the industrial society built by the elite? Who doesn't want to hold hands with the cutie while all that shit happens? I'm just saying. Think about it. Think about it.